Good morning, it's Keith at Scheider Farms, and I'm out here this morning on a beautiful morning and standing in front of some of these grab-and-go containers that I've been working hard putting together. And I know a lot of you have picked some of these up along with hanging baskets and along with flowers that you've planted on your own. And hopefully they're taking off and starting to look great for you. And as we start to transition into summer here, we want to make sure that they keep looking great, because too often sometimes hanging baskets get hung and then they get forgotten about for a day and then they're toast. So we want to keep your flowers looking great this summer. I know you're home and you want to enjoy them, so I just wanted to give you a few tips and pointers that I've learned along the way by killing a few plants on how to keep them looking good. So number one, probably the most often asked question is, how often do I need to water? And my answer generally is when they need it. Not trying to be cute or smart, but depending on when it was planted, the age of the container, the size, the sun exposure, and all that, and the plants in it even, they're all going to need watered a little bit differently. I don't want to make it confusing, but when something is just planted like some of these, they haven't rooted out a lot yet. So your watering is going to be a little bit different the first couple of weeks. You want to water a little bit lighter. You want your first watering to really soak in, but after that, you want to water a little bit lighter for a few weeks, maybe for a week or two, until the roots start growing out. And you can about see the plants just kind of take off once they're rooted out. And then you'll want to be watering a little bit more, deeper. So you really need to check the soil, or you can lift up the pot to see how heavy it is. Same with hanging baskets. You really need to lift up the pot, because some of them use a lot of water, and you'll be watering every day at least, and some of them you might only be watering every couple of days. So you really need to lift up that pot, stick your finger down the soil to see if there's moisture in it. If it's dry, soak it good. If it's staying wet more, lay off the water a little bit. So the next thing that's really important is fertilizing. We always, when you come in and get your flowers, we try to help you out a little bit. Ask if you need fertilizer with your flowers. A lot of times I'll ask, how often do you fertilize? And sometimes I'll just get a blank look, like I don't fertilize. So fertilizing is extremely important on keeping your plants looking good. Some of the heavy feeders like petunias, calibrachoa, verbena need to be fertilized every week with a water-soluble fertilizer. For petunias and those kind of calibrachoa, we love the Proven Winter fertilizer. It works great. It's got a little extra iron in it for keeping them green and healthy. If you're primarily growing geraniums, begonias, then the Nature Source plant food might be a little bit better for that. But either one of them will work great. And the key to using these is to use them and not forget about them and leave them sit on your shelf in the garage. So use these once a week, once every other week, but make sure you use them and don't forget about them. One last thing I'm going to talk about is, once things get big, sometimes some of the tall stuff, a stem will bloom out and it'll be done, or maybe you'll get a brown twig or a brown spot on the plants. Don't be afraid to get your cutters out and cut them back. I'm not going to cut this back because it's not brown yet, but if say this is done here, I would just want to reach my scissors down in here and cut it out, and there'll be some more that come back up to replace that. So it'll keep your plants looking a lot better. It doesn't take long to do, and honest to goodness, when you really get into these plants and take care of them, water them, fertilize them, prune them back how they need to be pruned back, it will bring a whole new appreciation to the flowers and a whole new enjoyment to gardening. I know there's a lot of you that are starting out this year. Really get into it, pay attention to what's going on, and instead of just looking at them and thinking they're pretty, you'll really appreciate how beautiful just each little flower is, how the leaves are pretty. Even the raindrops and the dew on the leaves sometimes is just gorgeous in the morning. So get out there and enjoy them, and if you have any questions, feel free to give us an email or give us a call, and we hope to see you soon in the greenhouse, and enjoy your plants. Have a great day.